Don't be alarmed, we're Negroes.
Hey, what's up, guys? Your boy Rodney383 here with AnimeRealTalkTV. You already know what it is. Another episode of Game of Thrones, and I got my boy with me, Ziploc Gordon.
What's up, people?
And this episode is entitled "The Ghost of Harrenhal." There were ghosts in it, or something to that effect. So, yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in, shall we? Now, when we first start off, we have Renly and Kat, and they're discussing the terms that Rob has put forth. And, they're negotiating and things seem to be going fairly well. But then, out of the blue, almost abruptly than a motherfucker, what happens?
Pretty much the shadowy creature or whatever that was comes in and kills him. And he's out of the game. Renly is done. He's finished. He's dead. And that shit was really sudden. So I ain't playing no games with this, man. I at least expected him to last through the season, but his ass is gone now, so.
Yeah, I was very surprised that he got killed off so early,
right.
And, the effects on the Shadow Daemon look pretty damn awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And Brienne and Kat are like, Kat actually sees it, actually looks at the thing.
Uh-huh.
But Brienne is like, she intent on blaming Stannis. It's like she's intent on this, which indirectly it is, or directly, whatever you want to say, but it wasn't him personally, physically in there. But she's intent on, rightfully so, kinda, but technically it wasn't. So, but them being the only two in the room when he was killed, of course they're prime suspects for murder. So they're on the lam. It's a problem. Her and Kat are on the run, and that's gonna cause a whole host of problems.
Oh yeah.
Later on. So you get you got Marjorie and Loras. They're taking it hard, rightfully so. But you have Littlefinger, and he's talking to Marjorie, and she kind of divulges some of her true motivations for what she's doing, what she's doing. You want to elaborate?
Yeah, to me it seemed like because Littlefinger asked her, what do you really want? Do you really want to be a queen? And she's like, no, I want to be the queen. So I don't think she got with Renly for love. It was probably more due to the money and all of that, you know what I'm saying? So I think the whole idea of them being like lovers is kind of out of the door. I mean, especially since Renly was gay anyway, so that's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah, it does go back to what you said, like she's comfortable in her position. Like she wants to be where Cersei is.
Right.
Most likely, so, it is what it is. Now, you also have Cersei and Tyrion. And, Tyrion is really, I guess they're going tit for tat. He has been going behind her back, doing things, cutting her plans off at the pass. And this time, he's curious as to what she has planned, and she is tit for tat. She's holding out. And, factor into the fact that she's upset about her daughter being shipped off. And, you have some problems there. So, Tyrion does some investigative work, and he finds out that she plans to burn everybody. I mean, just eternal flames. I'm talking nightmarish hellfire. And number one, it's uncontrollable, so it's really stupid to try that. But I don't know. Go ahead and elaborate on that.
I also thought it was interesting that that when they talking about that they found out that Renly is dead, and like, well, we can pretty much take Stannis out, and she was just like, I mean, and Tyrion's like, no, they're coming after us now. We're in big trouble, so don't get comfortable in your boots or whatever. And the whole thing with her wanting to like burn down the city and whatnot, just really chaotic. I mean, I don't know what the hell's wrong with them fucking Lannisters.
Yeah, maybe she feels like, all right, well, I lost Jaime. My son is a fucking bastard. All I have is my daughter, and she's getting shipped off. Now what's the point,
Right.
And just a quick note. A couple of episodes ago, I noticed it, but I didn't say anything. I forgot. Obviously, when we first seen her daughter, like, speak at the little table when Sansa was there and stuff. That was the first time I seen her like speak and whatnot. And I did notice that she has blonde hair just like Joffrey. Therefore, she's probably the daughter of Jaime as well.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
got those two kids, and then you have the other kid who has brown hair, which is probably his true son, Robert's true son.
Right.
So just a quick note to say, and so it makes sense that she's favoring her a little more. She's wilding out a little bit about that situation. So I just want to throw that in there.
Yeah, she's becoming more and more paranoid.
Yeah. So so we cut to Stannis, and he's having a discussion with Gavos, and he's basically he's on that don't ask, don't tell type shit. I don't want to hear what happened. Don't tell me about it. I don't want to hear nothing. Just do what I say. And you can tell that Gavos is really not only spooked by the situation, but he's trying to warn Stannis that, hey, she ain't nothing to fuck with. Like, I'm just gonna say it out right now. I mean, people think she controlling you. It may or may not be the case. What's the deal? And this it was difficult because you can tell he was actually trying to help him, but Stannis is just so fucking pig-headed that that's all he cares about, that he's linear with his shit.
Yeah, he wants that Iron Throne no matter what. So I think honestly, I think Davos is pretty much just like pretty much giving hope on Stannis. I think once something happens, he's just gonna be like fuck Stannis, I'm out this shit.
Mhm.
Especially with Melisandre, we didn't see her in this episode because they said something really interesting about the shadowy creature, whatever the hell that is. That well, one of the commenters said that she's like a shadow bender or something like that. So I'm guessing he can control it, and it's not Stannis. But I think Brienne or Kat said that it looked like Stannis.
That's what Kat said.
Yeah, so I thought that was really interesting as well. So
yeah, so interesting, very interesting,
mhm.
So you got Bronn and Tyrion, and they're just going through the city and whatnot, and you have this guy, like a public speaker, we're against the oppression, man, like that type of deal.
Mhm.
And it's interesting because Bronn and Tyrion speak of what happened to Raz and the other female that was sent up to Joffrey. It wasn't touched on like in detail. You didn't see Raz or what happened, the aftermath of what happened, but they said, it's what after what Joffrey did to the women, the birthday gift that you sent him, you just lost hope for him pretty much. And I thought that was interesting. They didn't really show it, but I was hoping to get some aftermath of that, or some clarification. But I guess that's all I needed. You had to really listen to what they were saying, but it's crazy.
Yeah, it's just
Joffrey
further proving that Joffrey is just out of control, and the people are starting to doubt the Lannisters and whatnot. So they're not just all completely blindly going with the government.
Exactly. And the street talker, or whatever you want to call them, kind of had a point. They think that Tyrion is to blame pretty much. He is the Hand of the King, and you could almost say that because Joffrey is a minor, or a little king, or young lord, or whatever the fuck you want to call him, that he's kind of even more responsible than if he was an adult, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So by default, they think that an adult is telling him certain things, but what they don't know, he's an evil motherfucker on his own.
Exactly.
He's evil on his own, so he don't need no help with that, and on a lighter note, this this has become comical to me. Allow me to go in as I proceed. Theon gets no respect. I mean, and it's becoming funny that he thinks that he gonna get that. Like, oh man, the expressions on his face is priceless. Like, he gets no respect, man. And his sister adds insult to injury. I mean, it's so good. Like, brother and sister bickering at his best.
Exactly.
Everything must be earned there, and he still has these entitlement issues. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta really think in that situation. I mean, first of all, you just came back to the Iron Islands. your own father and your sister don't trust you? What makes you think like these measly little workers and whatnot are gonna trust you just because you're the captain or whatever? No, that shit ain't gonna fly at the end.
Yeah. Also, I love Arya's position, where she's in a position to hear things that other people would not normally hear. You know, it really adds, some drama to the situation. You know, I like that she's there right under
She's in a
the
lion's den, but the lion doesn't know that he has a wolf in his presence, and it's
exactly,
it's
exactly.
great how this stuff is working out. I mean, Tywin is smart, but I think Arya is gonna get to the point where she can, kill him eventually. That's gonna
Yeah.
be interesting to see that play
That's
out.
what I think. And Tywin, he is very smart and he is very perceptive. He can tell when you're lying,
Mhm.
which is impressive. But what's even more impressive is that Arya flipped that and lied to him again.
Mhm.
Made it believable. I was like, that's a bad bitch right
Yeah,
there.
she's my favorite
Boy,
character. She's great.
she gonna be something to mess with.
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and also the council. Pretty much somebody spoke up or something. He was like, if you want to land us, I'd have killed you. Like the
Hmm.
dude, Tywin is brutal when he needs to be. He's not like crazy like Joffrey and Cersei. He's brutal when he needs to be.
Hmm. And it's like, don't speak nonsense when we're in the middle of war.
Right.
You're tired, so is everybody else, bitch.
Right.
Shit. Fuck out of here with that bullshit.
We getting beat
So,
by a fucking teenager? Seriously, man. Fuck
yeah,
out of here with that.
and you see through that table discussion that he's respecting Rob's gangster. Straight up.
Mhm.
He's respecting that dude. And, regardless of what people's perception is and all of that, now we know that Rob is a problem. Rob's been a problem, but he's even more of a problem now.
Right.
And they're scared with it. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and it's really gonna come to fruition of what exactly they plan to do about Rob in this situation. Not to mention, Kat's situation with Brienne. I was like, man, this is just ridiculous. You're gonna have people hunting them down.
Yeah, man. Everybody is split up. No one, everybody's split. It's crazy. And
Hmm.
also the situation with her Arya and the guy that she saved. Because Tywin's like, I want you to go fetch me some water.
Yeah, I believe his name is Jockin.
Yeah.
I believe that's what his name is.
And he pretty much is like, you helped save me. You saved 3 of us, and you killed 3 people. I killed 3 people for you too. Just name them. And she's like,
Hmm.
really? Just name them? He's like, yeah. Just name them off, and she gives him one name, and I I'm really liking how that's developing.
Yeah, his nonchalantness or his riddle like way that he speaks is very interesting.
Mhm.
Like it's something, it's different. I'm not really sure about what his exact motivations are. Now we know from a couple of our commenters that he plays a bigger role, and I can't wait to see what's gonna become of his role. He seems like a very likable character, and he will become very more likable. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that off today, but he seems like a very interesting character. The way his philosophy is, the way he was just willing to, you know, juke some motherfuckers for like real quick,
Yeah, it's
like
pretty much like you scratch my back, I scratch yours right back.
handle my light work.
Right.
And I guess they either captured him and then they like I guess they're getting people. They capture people and they're asking, "What are you able to do?" Okay, you know how to go with a sword. Now you're in the army. So I'm guessing that's how he got drafted into Tywin's forces or whatever the case.
Mhm.
So interesting, very interesting.
Yeah.
Now we cut to John, and he's with the nice watch, and I gotta say that the location that they're on, in like Antarctic. I don't know where they are. But it's really cold. It's not like fake cold on a green
Oh
screen.
yeah, they actually filmed that in actual locations. Yeah. So
Yeah. And it really adds to the acting
Belfast.
because
That's the name of the place. Belfast.
yeah, you can see, you can see that they cold as fuck,
Yeah.
and it's entertaining as hell. So but they're walking through, and they're basically talking about what they gonna have to come up against. And there is a new character that speaks up. And I don't know his name, but he did speak up a lot. One of them nice watch, and he was saying stuff about Sam needs to shut up and stuff like that.
Right, right.
A lot of you guys, he was just mouthing off pretty much. But I thought that was interesting because he just came out of nowhere. I don't even know who he is. So maybe he's another character. They gave him a lot of lines, so maybe he's gonna be coming up in something. I don't know.
I think he spoke also when they was with Craster too. I think that was the same dude, but I could be wrong.
Also, the dragons. Oh man, they look awesome.
Yeah.
Well, the one dragon that they keep showing, the red one.
Yeah.
Why are you guys favoring the red one? The green ones need love too.
For sure.
Come on.
She had a name from. Oh, I wish I would have remembered. She named it something. She was calling it D something. I don't know. The commenters can correct us, but
I don't know if she was naming him or saying his name, or was she saying a name that would get him to breathe fire? Was she saying breathe fire in Dothraki? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. But also, a commenter a while back said that the dragons eat a specific type of meat. Now, this wasn't discussed. It was just a piece of meat. Could have been from anywhere or any animal. And, the dragons at their young age can breathe fire. It's not that hellfire that you wanting. But it's that grill fire,
right.
That charcoal grade, that charcoal grade. So, and I did like the dragons really look good.
They do.
Well, the one dragon. It wasn't in like dim lighting or anything. It was like right out in the open. It was very vibrant. I mean, it was pretty awesome, I have to say. And I can't help but just get giddy every time I see it. It's ridiculous.
Yes. And Daenerys herself looks mighty fine.
Yes.
She really does.
Yeah. Once you get a nice little bath and all that, oh yeah, you looking real nice, ain't you? Even though I'd have took her dirty, but still, whatever the case.
I thought it was interesting that also one of her subjects or whatever, I can never remember the girl's name, but she's like jealous of the other one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's kind of I took from it that she doesn't like doing things the non-Dothraki way. And the other one is more of, I want that nice life. I want that lavish lifestyle.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So, because the other one has been around more. She's a whore. She just happens to be, with that Dothraki or whatever
exactly,
the case.
That's true.
So it's different. She knows good fabrics and good things and such, and stuff like that. Plus, it's also very hard for the Dothraki not to steal shit.
I know.
Or plot, or like, it's foreign to them to like just be hospitable to your host.
Yeah, really, really interesting stuff. We have some new characters like that one dude who pulled like the magic trick or whatever.
Yeah, he's like a warlock. And also through the gathering, Khaleesi goes to the gathering, and there's a bunch of people from the city or whatever the case. And you can tell that there are many people that once the word spread, yeah, they want to get to know this chick. Yeah, they want to know. Oh, you got dragons? Hey, you can have anything you want. Fuck with me over here.
Right.
And I get you on that. You know what I'm saying? So that was just very telling of just how, and that was just the light version of what people were willing to do. He was willing to ask. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, people gonna want those dragons, when it's said and done. And I know, I thought that was interesting. He looked it very weird.
Yeah, he did. Motherfucker was like on drugs or something, but
Lord Zoran, he explained like they drink this blue shit that turns their lips blue or something like that.
Right.
And so, it makes sense, but he does look Quan Chi-ish,
yeah.
I should say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Jorah, he speaks to a mysterious woman. And I would say mysterious. But who could she be? Could she be someone from the past? Could she be someone that was already brought up? Probably not. But it's interesting that she knows him, and that was very interesting. Which her conversation with him was stuff that we already knew.
Right.
People going with the dragons, ain't a whole lot to that. But the more interesting thing is that she knows him.
It's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. I don't know. Maybe she's like from, I don't know, from beyond the water or whatnot over the sea, or who knows.
Mm,
But yeah, that was really interesting with her character.
yeah, could be someone very close to him, and she's not telling him right off the jump. So word of the game. We'll see how that goes. So you cut to Kat and Brienne, and they're on the run basically, and it's I guess through her kind words of wisdom, and she starts to respect Catelyn, which wasn't there before, because you must kneel before the king and this, that, and the other. So I really think that she's responding to a strong female character.
She also kind of pledges her loyalty to her.
She seems to like pledging loyalty, but she does want to avenge Renly. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to break a word. So pretty good. Her character, she's fucking huge, man.
Yes, she is. Fucking Amazon.
She will bust your fucking skull.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh yeah, Bran. Oh, he's really coming into his role. He's his advisor has really looked at him like, damn, like I'm surprised you coming into your own, little kid, ain't you?
Yeah, he's holding Winterfell down, doing a pretty good job for a kid his age, and his brother's just like playing with coconuts or whatever.
Yeah, Rickon, like and you know what? We don't see enough of Rickon.
We don't.
And for them to throw him in there, I guess it's pretty good. But he's too young to really serve a big role. He has a wolf like everybody else though, so really, I was surprised to see him there. And I can't say that I was missing his character. He hasn't really done anything but pop up occasionally and be spooky looking. So we'll see how that goes. Plus, oh man, look, I'm loving Asha, man. I'm loving her now. Like, we need more of her, man.
Yeah.
I mean, she's really unraveling a lot of the mystical things that, she's basically giving Bran therapy on his dreams.
Exactly.
I mean, I thought today especially was very interesting.
Yeah, I'm liking her character too. Hopefully we get more scenes with those back in Winterfell, with next week's episode as well, because they said something is coming to attack them. I forgot what it was. So I'm interested to see how that's gonna play out. But yeah.
Yeah. And plus, Bran, have 1.5 seasons, 1.5 seasons in, Bran finally has someone that he can talk to about the three-eyed crow.
Yeah.
And ask about that directly, and she didn't want to tell him. I like that her character is. At first it started out as a captive, and then you just worked your way into you believe that she really wants to protect the kid, and I kind of like that. She just needed a nudge in the right direction.
Yeah.
Where she was at, just a wild fucking person living out in the wilderness or whatever the case. But she's falling into the role that she's been given, very well. I like how she's falling into that.
I agree.
You cut back to the wall, and Lord Corrin, which is one of the, I guess, scouters, and he sees people out there. He sees the fire out there and whatnot, and he's like, boom, they're out there. So I can't take all you guys. I'm gonna take just an elite task force. We going in. And John volunteers. He really wants to see face to face those White Walkers. He really wants to see it again. And you can tell when you first see John that what's happened with Craster when he saw it is really affected him. It's like all he could think about almost.
Yeah, and he also got that young buck in him. He just want to fight. He want to chop some heads off and whatnot. But I don't know. I think that decision was kind of I don't know, the split up. I thought it was kind of weird because it's like, you only gonna take a few, but it looked like it was like a whole herd of them that was coming their way. So I don't know, it seemed kind of foolish to me. But they seem like they're gonna play the whole hide and seek type of game. So
interesting. They're taking his advisement, Lord Corrin.
Lord Corrin.
I'm just saying. So, you know, and Sam offers to pick up the slack of John's workload, I guess. You know, now he's going to be doing John's stuff as well as his stuff so that John can go, because he could see that John wanted to go. You know, it seems like his character serves no purpose but to do things to benefit John.
Seems like it,
Um,
yeah.
but, you know, I guess he found a real friend in John, so it makes sense that he did it, but it seems like he's only there to do things such as that, you know. I don't know. But also you have a discussion with Lord Zoran and Danny, you know, discussing motivations. You want to elaborate?
Yeah, pretty much he leads her down to like this room where it's like a safe or something, like some type of really hard metal. And nobody's been able to break it, and only he has a key to it. And he's like, with this stuff in here, you can pretty much buy a ship. I'll give you a ship and whatnot. And he pretty much is like, I want to marry you too, you know, because they were going back and forth about their ambitious personalities and whatnot. And he's like, see, I'm more ambitious than you thought I was. So he pretty much wants to marry her just for like the power, just in case she becomes in power. Like he'd be right there with her, you know.
Very, very interesting.
And he also tells her that Jura has a thing for her. She's like, nah, I don't see that happening.
I don't think it's as much as a I'm in love with you thing. It's a different type of love for wanting her to be where she's supposed to be.
Right.
That's what I got from it. But of course, you know, if she embraced him and said, "Hey, you that nigga from now on,"
Yeah.
you know that'll go down like
For sure.
that. You know, that'll go down.
He's
You know, already
just
know.
liking the fact that she's a good person deep down, even though she says that she, you know, she doesn't have a good heart and all that, but she does, as opposed to like a lot of other people in this world.
Her time with the Dothraki has made her a bit hard. And you know, she's seen stuff that she probably wouldn't have seen otherwise, so it has shaped her a little bit to be a little bit more tough, you know, to not be so squeamish at certain points and whatnot. So you can see how it's kind of shaping her. Up until then, she was treated with, even with the Dothraki, she was treated with the utmost respect of what they had to offer. You know, the food wasn't as good, but you were getting the best shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it kind of it goes with the character, you know. Yeah, I like that, and it seems that Zoran is kind of trying to in a way turn Danny against Jorah. You know, by planting that in her head, because that's the first thing she went to.
You know who he reminds me of a little bit? Littlefinger. For some reason, I got like a Littlefinger vibe from him.
Yeah, kind of
Sneaky and underhanded, you know.
But, you know, I guess motivations and underhanded, I don't know if that was sneaky, but I think that out of all things that could have came to your doorstep of Koth, that this came, and he was very quick to formulate a plan, or very quick to, you know, just put that together in his head that, yeah, we can make this work, you know.
For sure.
So, yeah, I thought that was quick thinking on his part, but I'm curious to see if, you know, which route she's gonna choose. She's gonna go his route, or she's gonna follow what Jorah is saying. I don't know.
Should be interesting.
Alright, guys, so that was pretty much the episode, you know. Very good episode, you know, a lot of twists. That Renly thing was like out of no fucking where.
Yeah, I didn't expect to see him go home so quickly.
Out of nowhere, you know, even though you seen her give birth to the shadow baby or whatever the fuck. You didn't expect that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So, yeah. Also, you guys, very helpful in the comments, you know. 99% of you are not giving spoilers.
Thank you.
You're giving up great information. Yes, thank you. Great stuff. You know exactly what to say without spoiling. Very thankful to you guys. Be respectful of the rules, so to speak, even though you guys can post what you want. But, you know, you choose to, you know, you can tell that a lot of you guys really enjoy other people enjoying the story, whether it's the book or the series, and you guys are very helpful, so thank you guys for that. Appreciate it. Very good. Very good stuff. Alright, so yeah, this is Rotten 383. Holla at your boy.
It's your boy Ziploc Gory.
We out.
Peace.